So today's story starts in a community in the outskirts of Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Bethlehem. In Ethiopia, Bethlehem Tilahun Alemu saw something other people overlooked. There were talented craftspeople who could weave, stitch leather and make useful products by hand. But there were very few good jobs. Instead of only seeing poverty, Bethlehem saw an unused economic value. She took an old Ethiopian tradition, footwear made with recycled car tires, combined it with local cotton, modern design and strong branding, and asked a much bigger question: could a shoe made in Ethiopia compete in the global market? She began with 5 workers and herself in a basic workshop on her grandmother's land. Years later, soleRebels had become one of Africa's best-known footwear, reaching customers far beyond Ethiopia. This is the story of Bethlehem Tilahun Alemu, how she turned local craftsmanship into a global business, and 3 lessons African entrepreneurs can learn from her journey. So Bethlehem grew up in Zenabwek, an area of Addis Ababa where she saw skilled people struggling to find meaningful work. The community did not lack talent. People knew how to weave, spin cotton, work with leather and make products by hand. What was missing was a business that could organize those skills around something customers already wanted. Bethlehem began thinking differently. Instead of asking what can Ethiopia import and resell, she looked at what Ethiopia already had. One answer was footwear. For generations, Ethiopians had made simple sandals using old vehicle tires. The rubber was durable and inexpensive. Bethlehem did not simply copy the traditional sandals. She reimagined it for modern customers, combining recycled tire soles with Ethiopian fabrics, hand-spun cotton and contemporary designs. Her idea was simple but powerful. Make the product locally, make it distinctly Ethiopian, but design it for the world. So around 2004, Bethlehem began building soleRebels with 5 workers and herself in a workshop on her grandmother's land. The beginning was small, the ambition was not. From the start, she wanted to create a world-class footwear brand. From her own community, she was not trying to build a charity project or a workshop producing cheap goods for somebody else's label. She wanted an African-owned brand. That matters because Africa has exported raw materials for generations. Cotton leaves the continent, leather leaves the continent, agricultural products leave the continent. Much of the higher value finished products is then branded somewhere else. Bethlehem wanted more of that value to remain where the production and skills existed. But having a good idea wasn't enough. The shoes had to work. It had to make sense. One early account describes prototypes that were extremely heavy because the team had not yet mastered how to cut and use the tire material properly. They kept experimenting. That is entrepreneurship in its least glamorous form. Make something, discover what is wrong, improve it, and try again. Eventually, soleRebels developed a recognized range of sandals, slip-ons, and shoes that blended Ethiopian craft with contemporary fashion. So making the shoes was only half of the challenge. Bethlehem had to convince international customers that a desirable consumer brand could come out of Ethiopia. That meant fighting a problem many African companies face: perception. For years, Ethiopia's international image was usually connected to poverty and aid. Bethlehem wanted customers to associate the country with creativity, craftsmanship, and entrepreneurship. So soleRebels did not sell its shoes as products people should buy out of sympathy. It competed on design, sustainability, craftsmanship, and story. The company also embraced e-commerce early on, allowing a business in Addis Ababa to reach customers without first building expensive stores in a country. By the early and mid-2010s, soleRebels had attracted international and expanded its retail presence beyond Ethiopia. In 2014, it opened a store in Silicon Valley in the United States. For a business that began with 5 workers in Zenabwek, that was a powerful statement. Made in Africa did not have to mean cheap, unfinished, or locally owned. It could also mean branded, creative, and global. So this global ambition created new challenges. International customers expect consistency, quality, correct sizing, reliable packaging, and products that arrive on time. Exporting adds logistics, shipping costs, payments, distribution, and long distance between the producer and the consumer. And soleRebels was building a brand from a country without many globally recognized consumer brands. Instead of hiding its Ethiopian identity, the company turned the identity into an advantage. The recycled tire sole told a sustainability story. Ethiopian weaving and hand-spun cotton gave the shoe a distinctive look. Even the name soleRebels connected the brand with Ethiopian's history and tradition of tire-sewed footwear. The lesson was important. Bethlehem did not try to make the company look less African in order to become global. She made its African identity part of the reason customers should notice it. So here are the 3 lessons that African entrepreneurs can learn from the story of Bethlehem and soleRebels. Lesson 1. Look for skills that market is undervaluing. Bethlehem did not invent weaving, leatherwork, or tire-sewed shoes. Those skills already existed. Her contribution was organizing, redesigning, and branding them for a larger market. Look around your own community. What are people already good at? What do they produce informally? What knowledge has existed for years but has never been packaged professionally? Sometimes the opportunity is not inventing something new. It is recognizing the commercial value of something everyone else has stopped noticing. Do not just sell a product. If possible, build a brand around it. A shoe can be copied. A strong brand is much harder to copy. soleRebels connected its products to Ethiopia, craftsmanship, recycled materials, and local production. That gave customers more than a functional reason to buy. African entrepreneurs who want to compete internationally must ask, what does my company stand for? And why should customers remember us? So lesson 3 is think globally. Think global before you become big. Bethlehem started in a small shop, but her ambition was global. If you want to export one day, quality matters from day one. Packaging matters. Consistency matters. Your website matters. Customer services matters. You do not need to be a huge company before thinking globally. Start small, but do not let small beginnings create small thinking. And there you have it. As we always say, it is possible, African child. Bethlehem Tilahun Alemu story is powerful because the ingredients of the business were ordinary. Skilled hands, old tires, local cotton, traditional knowledge, and a small workshop. None of those things looked like the beginning of an international footwear brand. The difference was how they were combined. She took local craftsmanship, added design, branding, and global ambition, and created a product that created Ethiopia's identity into international markets. For African entrepreneurs, that may be the biggest lesson.